Oh, yeah.
Well, good afternoon. This is Catherine and Christopher Tipper of Hunter Benefits Consulting Group. How are you, Christopher?
I am feeling a lot better. Thank you very much,
Well, that's
Mrs.
good.
Tipper.
What day is it?
Today is International Beer Day, so we're drinking bourbon, but that's all right.
Starts with a B.
Yeah, and
goes down well.
It is the On the Couch, the Friday afternoon bourbon edition, so cheers.
Yeah.
All right, so our On the Couch video series is our attempt at a lighthearted look at all things IRS, DOL, ERISA, EBSA, PBGC. Did I miss anybody? I hope not. Okay.
If it's light, why is there 7 things?
Yeah, that's for later. All right.
Okay.
We think we've got a pretty good episode for you today. Today's topic deals with how the DOL issued a final regulations last year on how to do paperless mandatory notices. Now, for the video later, we're actually diving into the vault for this one. And we're back. Before we dive into today's topic, Kristina has a big Washington update for us. Take it away, Mrs. Lennon.
A thrilling update.
Yes.
The IRS finally opened their mouths and told us what we could do with the 5500 filing for a plan that did not exist in 2020 until it was adopted in 2021 and was retroactively effective. And we're all going, oh my God, how do you do that? It's after the due date for the 5500s. How do we file?
Right.
What are we going to do? And the answer is, you're not.
You know,
That's crazy.
it took them that long to go, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. They put a special box on the 5500, the 5500 SF, and the 5500 EZ that you check to say this plan was adopted with the retroactive effective date.
Okay, so the first 5500 is actually going to be for the second plan year.
Yes.
But I think there's a footnote for defined benefit plans. Is there, or did I misunderstand that? That they still need an SB signed by an actuary.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but, well, yeah.
You don't have to go into the time
But you
machine
don't-
and do it from last year.
But you don't file it.
Right, I'm sorry, I always link the two, so.
Yeah, you'll always need the actuary to sign off on the year on a DB plan, no matter what.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much, Kristina. The biggest Washington updates can be the shortest one sometimes, right? Because I think this is huge.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Kristina. All right. So, since everyone else is doing summer reruns, we thought we'd do the same thing. Filippo, roll the tape, please.
Okay. Hey, well, Christopher, why is there all this stuff on the table?
All right, well, so I'm thinking of the paper as a metaphor for good news. You want me to explain?
Yeah, I think you need to explain.
You want me to explain that? All right. So, the DOL has finally realized it's 2020.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. All right.
Fantastic.
They, on May 21st, they issued final regs letting people know how they can distribute mandatory notices electronically. Pretty much.
Can I get rid of it?
No, not all of it. Just we can get rid of some of it.
Get
all
rid
right,
of some
we
of
can
it.
get rid of some of
Okay.
it. All right.
Okay.
So, what happened on May 21st is they realized that 90% of the country has ready available access to the internet. So maybe we needed to stop killing trees. They're not exactly with it. Do you remember the phrase they had in there?
If someone requests something?
No. Long distance calling.
long distance
Yeah,
calling.
so the final regs mention long distance calling. Do our children know what long distance calling is?
It kind of dates you a little bit because they don't know what it is. They didn't realize it was cheaper to call after 7 or on the weekends.
I think they found that out a week ago. So, yeah. So, what's happening here is that the Department of Labor has said that basically any kind of retirement plan and IRAs, but I didn't get into that too much, all right, have the ability or the capability to send all mandatory notices out electronically with the caveat you were just talking about.
Right, where if somebody asks for something in paper,
And something on paper, they
you have to smile
and give
and
to
send
them.
it to them in
And
paper.
you get to charge them how much?
Zero.
$0. Right. Very good. So a covered individual is somebody who has provided their work, which is kind of funny, or personal email address to their employer, or somebody who has been given a work email address where email's part of their job. But there's a little proviso or something in there where if the whole reason somebody has a work email address is so that you can hand out notices electronically, does that count? Nope, does not count. All right. And the example I think was somebody who works at a grocery store. If you're just giving out email addresses so that you don't have to pay for paper notices, that doesn't count. All right. So the reason why we have some paper on here is it's not a completely paper-free option. You have to send out a paper notice once to everybody, letting them know what the website is, where they go to find it, how they go to find it, so it's a piece of paper that says this is where you go look. And then you got something, notice of internet availability. So how would you pronounce that?
NOIA.
NOIA. All right. So yeah. So the NOIA is what you email out to everybody to let them know where it is on the company website. All right.
It's a notice to say where you're going to find your notices.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, you're right. Now,
One last hurrah.
yeah, right. So the NOIA has to be by itself. All right. It can't include the lineup for, if we had summer picnics or something like that, but it can't be store closing hours. It can't be what your work schedule is next week. It's a notice just for the required stuff, right? Okay. And then so like I said, you have to hand out the paper notice once, and then every time you put something electronic out there on the website, you have to send out the NOIA to them.
Okay.
Now that we've got another option that I like a little bit more, and that's called the direct email safe harbor. Okay. And
That means you can get rid of it
that
all.
means you can get rid of it all. You don't have to send out a piece of paper letting them know that they're going to get an email telling them where to find it, okay? Now, the difference so the first one, you're not emailing them any information. You're emailing them to go have a look at a company website.
Okay.
The second one, you're emailing them the information.
Sounds better.
I think it sounds better, sounds easier to me. You have, in both instances, the employer has to have somebody in HR maybe or something like that monitoring for bounce backs, for undeliverable emails, things like that. There is still an expectation of the employer to try to maintain reasonably recent or accurate email addresses, all right? And then so the second option, you email them all the required information. But there's an exclusion on this, and I'm sorry I've not quite figured out how to make this work yet, but it says that this only works for mandatory stuff. And you remember what the mandatory things are.
Right.
Summary plan descriptions, SARs, 40485, safe harbor notices, things like that.
SPDs.
SPDs. So, but adoption agreements and Form 5500s are furnished only upon request, and they're excluded from this method. So, not sure if you're using this method, how you're supposed to share that electronically. But
Though it's not asked for that
yeah,
often.
no, true. So,
That was easy. Are we going to do the same next week?
Yeah, we'll probably have to come up with something else.
Are there any questions from the peanut gallery?
Peanut gallery? Yes.
Has the DOL made any updates to these rules to make it
None.
more convenient?
To even more convenient, like texting? No, I don't think so. There haven't been. Nope, that was an easy one. Next.
Okay, well, the other question that I had to ask or wanted to ask was about texting. Could you ask someone to text it to you instead of emailing?
Not yet. No, but I'm looking forward to that day. Excellent question. So,
The reason is they can't tell the difference between a landline and a mobile phone that would accept text.
unless the
No, you
participant
send it and
provides-
it doesn't go through and it comes back and tells you.
But a
It doesn't bounce.
landline doesn't come
It
back.
doesn't bounce. It's not like an email.
Yeah.
It doesn't bounce back. So one day, but I'm just happy with the electronic only version. So that's pretty good. All right.
The one thing about text sometimes too is you have to say it's okay to receive a text because
Well,
it might cost you money.
Right, but they
and
would
so
have.
people don't want to be come up with I have $5 more on my
Hasn't
account.
that gone away yet?
No, nope, no. I'm presuming at
It
some
depends
point.
on your plan.
Yes, I'm presuming at some point we'll get an update where if they actively elect to get texts instead of emails, it's going to be an option at some point.
But-
2043, 2044 maybe?
Maybe 2050.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it took a while.
You'll get a text that'll,
All right.
you know.
So I'd like to think we've got 3 key takeaways from today's video. 1, the DOL has provided guidance on both a low paper and a zero paper electronic notice option. 2, if a participant asks for information on paper, it must be provided. And Catherine, how much can the employer charge for that paper?
$0.
$0. Correctamundo. And the employer must still have somebody monitoring the emails to check for bounce backs and bad email addresses and all that other stuff. So, all right?
You can't just throw it in the ether and hope it works.
That's right.
So, if you have any additional questions, thoughts, need more
Comments.
information,
Likes.
likes,
Maybe you notice the difference between how I look now and in the rerun. You know,
we'll see.
we'll see.
Please contact us at sales@hunterbenefits.com. Go to our email, hunterbenefits.com.
Or the website. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Still is.
All right.
Okay, here's looking at you,
Here's
babe.
looking at you, babe. Cheers.